Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today I wanted to introduce to you my little dog, Macey. She is a gift from God. God asked me to quit my job and to study to be in ministry. And soon after he did, I was out walking and I saw little dogs like this, and I asked God if he would get me one. Well, no sooner than I knew, my brother went and got a dog like this. I told him that I saw these dogs and I was in love with them, and he went and got one for his wife. So I was kind of jealous, but I did okay with it. They let me babysit their dog, and then anyway, they started breeding, and their dog had puppies, and I was believing God that I would be able to pay my brother for a dog. And they were about $1,200, and he was going to give me a deal. Hello, I love you too. And so anyway, my brother called and said, if you want the dog, you need to let me know. I had one picked out. I went to his house and I picked her out, and they were saving her for me until she was big enough. And anyway, he said that you need to let me know because I'm going to put them in the paper. And I cried out to God. I said, God, I don't have the money. I was looking to you. And he said, just give up your plan and trust me. And so I did, and it was the next day, God told me that my brother was going to give me the dog, and I didn't really want him to. He's a very generous guy. I wanted to pay him, and so I really didn't like that idea, but of course I submitted to God. And that same day, I got a phone call from him telling me that she was sick and she was at the vet and she was going to die, and he believed that if I had her, she'd be healed, and so that I should go and get her. So I went to the vet, and his wife, my sister-in-law, handed me to her, and she just fit in my hand. She was like 4 ounces. They just weighed her. And she was having seizures in my hand, and I heard the Lord say she will live and not die and proclaim what the Lord has done. It just came up on the inside of me. And so anyway, I wasn't able to take her home that night. They wanted to leave her there. My sister-in-law wanted to leave her there one more night. They didn't know what was wrong with her. They suggested some kind of surgery. I wasn't paying that much attention, but I remember the cost was $2,500, and my sister-in-law said no way. And so I was going to be able to go get her the next day, and it was really hard to wait, but I did. I went home, and I just want to tell you, in the night, God woke me up, and he said, pray for Macey. And I knew he meant the dog, and so obviously he named the dog. And I'll tell you a little bit about that later. So I got up and I prayed for her, and the next day I went and got her, and they said they had her in a cage all night and didn't give her any water or anything because they didn't want her to choke on it, and that they wanted me to keep them informed, and pretty much the story was doom and gloom. So I took her home, and she could hardly walk. She walked around like she was drunk. Her legs just would give out. And I said, God, what is wrong with this little puppy? And he said that she was hypoglycemic. And so I went online and looked it up, and you were to give them sugar water. Also at that time, I found out that they shouldn't go more than 2 hours without anything to eat or drink. So that was why God woke me up in the night to pray for her. So she should have had something to eat or drink and probably would have died, but God woke me up and told me to pray for her. And so anyway, I started giving her the sugar water, and she was okay. She just came to life, and she's been good ever since. Actually, God reminded me that he named her Macey, and reminded me because I was always looking up to see what names meant because some of the things that were going on in my life. And so he told me to look up her name to see what it meant, and it's derived from the name Matthew and means a gift from God. So he wanted to make it really clear that it was a gift from him. And I just remember what I forgot to tell you. When I was asking God for a dog like this, it didn't come overnight. It was a long, long wait, and every once in a while I'd forget about it, but since my brother got a dog, you know. Anyway, God told me one day when I was running, he said, I have a surprise for you. And he said, those who delight themselves in the Lord, he gives the desires of their heart. And I said, Lord, I delight in you. And he said, I know you do. And I have a surprise for you. That's actually how it started. He said that to me. And then I said, I delight in you, Lord. And he said, I know you do, and I have a surprise for you. And I didn't know what it was, but I found out later it was this puppy. You know, and the other thing is, the other scripture I want to bring up is Matthew 6:33. It says, when you seek God's way of doing and being right, you know, he asked me to quit my job. He asked me to stop going after money, but he said that your gift will make room for you. What I'm calling you to do will supply all of your needs. And he said, when you do that, what you need will be added to you. And besides, so even more than what you need. I mean, I do need this little girl, but what you need will be added to you. So I just wanted to bring up that scripture, that God is so faithful to his word. And you know, you just can't outgive God. I mean, I hardly had done anything for him yet, and he has been so good to me. So anyway, also I wanted to say that, what else? I don't know. I guess I want to say that she is such a fit for me. You know, our personalities just go together so well. She's laid back. She looks at me when I talk. She, you know, when we're in the car, you know, like even now she'll probably start looking at me, and she can read me, and we're just such a fit. God is so good. He's just so wonderful to us, and she is just like the perfect dog for me. I love you too. So I just wanted to share that with you. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you, that soon after I got her, I had a friend come over, and I didn't realize she wasn't much of a dog person, and I'm like, here, look at my puppy, and she dropped her. And Macey was laying on the ground not doing very well, and I just spoke the word over her, and she got better. And then it wasn't much long after that, I dropped her, and I know that Macey was dead. This might sound far out there to you, but once you get to know God more, it is exciting, all the things that he does. And anyway, I just did what came up on the inside of me, and I called her up. I said, you're a caller from the dead, and she got up. She was stiff, and from that she got up and she started running around again, and she was okay. So God is so good, and you just can't outgive God. You just can't outdo him. He's so wonderful. And so I wanted to share this with you today, to let you know that you can trust him. You don't have to go after stuff, but he'll add things to you. So I'm glad that you got to meet Macey, and God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today I wanted to introduce you to my little dog, Macey. Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today I want to introduce you to my little dog, Macey, who needs a little haircut here. But anyway, God gave her to me, and her name actually means, it's derived from the name Matthew, which means a gift from God. And I try to get her to sit here while I tell you the story. So, I want to show you her face. Macey, look over this way. After I asked God to give me a dog like this